get our first shot with a helmet with this new helmet rule. Watch this. He's holding them up. Do we get it right?
Bro, me and my dog are more physical than that.
Cool.
Let's get right into this new NFL helmet rule, how it affects the fans, how it affects the players, and a solution to figure it out if there is one. If you've watched this first week of NFL preseason, you know how this affects the fans. Tempo of the game has been destroyed. NFL football fields are yellow, not green anymore from all the penalty flags. And the consistency of this rule, there is no consistency. There is literally no consistency whatsoever. Apparently, if you put your head first into another player, that is called a penalty. That's the 15-yard penalty, unnecessary roughness, and also a possible ejection, which is crazy. But I saw some dude lower his shoulder, that Broncos and Vikings game. He lowered his shoulder, and I thought that the shoulder isn't. Apparently, the head is connected to the shoulder somehow because he lowered the shoulder. They called it unnecessary roughness. I have no freaking clue. You know, I didn't finish school, so I don't know physics. It's like it doesn't even matter if it's helmet first. It's literally a big hit is a penalty. They think every big hit's a penalty. Roger Goodell, you had how many months to sit in a room with all your colleagues and figure out a new plan to help keep these players safe, and this is what you come up with? Like, seriously, what do you do? What do you do, Roger Goodell? You know what I mean? You're the commissioner. What the freak does the commissioner do? Come up with garbage rules like this? It's absolute trash. I want to keep the people safe. I want to keep these players safe. You know, I got a heart. You know, like I don't want these guys to get hurt. But there's a fine line between keeping the players healthy and losing the dignity of the game. And it's so hard. It's so hard because this game has been built upon physicality. This game has been built upon concussions. This game has been built upon memory loss. If you can't handle that, in my opinion, if you're not willing to put your brain on the line, I think you should honestly find a different sport. Shuffleboard will take you. Baseball will take you. Lacrosse will take you. They'll take anybody. So honestly, in my opinion, if you can't sign that contract and put your brain on the line for $20 million a year, a lot of these players are making, then that's fine. Go to a different sport. Go do something else. You don't wake up and watch football to see people get shoved out of bounds and majestically laid on their backs. You know, we don't want to see that. We want to see people get gosh dang leveled. How this affects the players is how are you supposed to have them adjust in 1 year? How do you just slap this rule in their face and say, yeah, adjust to this, guys? You know, that's like a guy who's been peeing standing up his whole life to sit down and pee. You know, it doesn't just work right at first, and that's what they're doing. They're automatically making them act like they've been following this rule for years, you know what I mean? And eventually, you know, if you're sitting down peeing for the first time, you're gonna get pee all over the walls. You know, you're not used to it like that. And right now, you are seeing pee all over the walls of the NFL. All over the walls, gosh dang it. It stinks like crap because the players don't know how to do this. They're not adjusting to it right. And the refs aren't even consistently calling it. There's no like set system. It's just all over the place. They gotta fix this. They still got 3 more weeks in the preseason, but if in the regular season it's like this, you got me messed up if you think I'm watching football. I'm going to church. I'm gonna have a good relationship with Jesus. Me and Jesus are gonna be boys because I am not watching football on Sunday if this is how it's gonna be in week 1. They've been trained their whole lives to hit a certain way. And they want to hit that way. That's how they've hit. And that's how you know, and the thing is that we don't want shoelace tackles. The players don't want shoelace tackles because shoelace tackles end up in extra yardage. You know, shoelace tackles end up an extra 5 yards, but if you level somebody, bro, they're only getting 1 yard at the most. It's not gonna change. We don't want it to change. The players don't want it to change. I think a lot of the players don't want it to change. There's some out there that do, but I think the majority of them like how it was. I think we had a good system last year. You know, unnecessary plays. If somebody steps out of bounds and you hit them, boom, that's 15 yards. If helmet to helmet was 15 yards, but it was live play. If you hit them with your shoulder or you just scrape your helmet on their shoulder or on their chest, I don't know how that's a penalty. It is apparently the new NFL, new age NFL. It's straight booty juice. So let's get into a solution, and there is no solution in my opinion. If you want to keep the game how it is, if you want to keep the game as entertaining as it is, because football is the lead dog in all the sports. Let's be honest. Basketball's up there, baseball's up there, but football's the league dog by a far freaking margin. And the reason it is because it's so physical. The reason it is because we're watching a bunch of dudes do a bunch of crap that we would never want to do. That's why it's entertaining, because we sit and we watch these guys get leveled, 300-pound men jumping on top of each other, because we don't want to do that. That's why it's so fun to watch, because we know that's not me doing that. You know what I mean? How heck no am I ever doing that? So we like to watch people be dumb. We like to watch people be dumb. Why was Jackass such a big hit? Because nobody wants to drink horse piss and freaking walk around and poop. We love to watch people do that, but we don't want to do it. And that's why the NFL is so entertaining, is because we watch a bunch of guys do a bunch of stuff we don't want to do. If you want to keep it that way, I don't think that you can change it. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, how to fix this rule, how long you think this rule is gonna last, and if you're gonna be watching football this year. And I gotta get ready for church now because, this rule is garbage. So